Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at All-Out Avengers issue 1. This is a 2022 series from Marvel Comics written by Landy, pencils by Greg Land, inks by Jay Leisten. Frank D'Amardo was the colorist, letters by VC's Cory Petit, cover by Greg Land and Frank D'Amardo. Assistant editor was Martin Biro, associate editor Annalise Bissa, Tom Brevoort editor. Cover's actually pretty good. It's dynamic, stuff's happening. It is just a pin-up image, but there is some sense of motion there, which is lacking more often than not. And we get to see the Avengers lineup that they're using. So something called the Dark Tide is coming, and the Avengers are currently having to deal with the ramifications thereof. We're kind of dropped in the middle of it, and we don't get any indication as to what's happening right away. It slowly is filtered in throughout the story. But Carol Danvers has been corrupted by this Dark Tide, and Iron Man and Thor are having to deal with that, while Captain America, Blade, and Spider-Woman are on an alien ship of the Cenarian fleet, and they are after something called the Scalpel that is going to help them on a conquest that they're trying to do, and it looks like their leader, this Queen Arak, the 7th, is corrupted by the Dark Tide as well. So a massive fight ensues while we learn that there is this bug-eyed alien creature using the bow of Gabrielle, who was a herald of Galactus, to corrupt local people as well as Captain Marvel. But the corruptions are only temporary. They wear off over time, so in a few hours they'll all revert back to normal, and so will any of the local corruption. This is a very action-packed issue, and the fight scenes are really well done. The art's not bad. My only complaint would be that occasionally Thor's hair looks very much like a 1980s ad for hairspray. So he has this very hair metal look to him that looks more like it was cut and pasted off of Carol Danvers in some panels. Other than that, the art was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. Spider-Man looked really good. T'Challa looked really good. Iron Man looked great. Even Cap looked good most of the time. Everybody in costume really looked really good. It was occasionally when you see faces that probably need a little bit of work, but even Danvers and Blade looked good. So it was mostly just Thor that I took issue with. But overall, it was a fun, self-contained story, and I was surprised how much fun I had reading it. Now, it is a Marvel pamphlet, so it's only 20 pages for your $4, so you are getting ripped off on page count. But for what it is, I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. My only real complaints would be Thor looks a little weird occasionally in the face and hair, and the narrator was a little annoying at times, trying to be overly cutesy. It's a thing they do in Marvel Comics now where everything's gotta be silly, but even that was toned down enough that I didn't have a real problem with it. It was just mildly annoying. So I didn't feel cheated for my money for once with one of these little Marvel pamphlets. I do hate that they're only 20 pages because it is an obvious ripoff, but for what it is and the length that it was, it condensed a full story into an issue. Yeah, it's an ongoing story that will be continued on in several other issues, but you do get closure as to the specific events of this issue, which was really nice. So it's very easily accessible to new audiences, and I think the age demographic of teen is appropriate, so younger readers can enjoy it as well as older fans. And I didn't have a problem with the way the characters were written at all. It was actually a really fun issue. It was just short, and Thor had weird hair. I would absolutely recommend this issue. If you don't want to pay $4 for another Marvel pamphlet, I understand that, but it's worth a read. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.